To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
When people think of shuttered and closed Disney attractions, odds are they think of the good old days, back when Disney actually had good attractions and no intellectual properties in the parks, and, well, those don't count. Those aren't like real intellectual properties. Well, let's just move on. Walt Disney never wanted Disneyland or any of the Disney parks to be a museum. He never wanted people to go there and experience the same things over and over again. He wanted the parks to constantly change and evolve. And because of that, Walt Disney World, Disneyland, and all the Disney parks across the entire world often have attractions in them today that were not present during opening day, and some opening day attractions that aren't there anymore. But that doesn't mean Disney doesn't respect the classics in most cases. Oftentimes when replacing an old attraction or land with a newer one, Disney will reference what used to be there in the new product. A Hollywood Tower Hotel bellhop hat in Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, for example. A Nautilus carved inside of a tree outside of the Winnie the Pooh attraction where the former submarine ride was. Disney knows their past, and they definitely know how to make us feel nostalgic. Today I wanted to take a look at these old remnants of attractions that have since sadly gone away, but sometimes a dismembered moose head here and a rocket ship there reminds us of the good old times. So let's talk today about more remnants of lost Disney attractions. Alright, no more messing around. Let's get to what we all came here for in the first place, the People Mover. Now, we all know the sad story of the People Mover, but parts of it do live on today in Tomorrowland at Disneyland, that's right. Picture this. You just exited Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters into the gift shop. You know, the way Eisner wanted it. You're shopping around at this little store called Store Command, and you find a delightful Buzz Lightyear action figure you would like to purchase. You bring it up to the counter and you notice they look a little strange. You look down and remember, you've seen all those offhand Disney videos. You know what those are. That's right. Repainted and recycled People Mover cars serve as the checkout counter at Store Command. Now, I'm not sure if these are original People Mover cars or just taken from the same mold, because as you can clearly see, they seem like they're not doing a whole lot of moving anywhere. But even if they're not official People Mover cars, I do think that's a wonderful reference to an early Tomorrowland attraction, recycled and saved, so that whenever guests look at it, they can say to themselves, man, I wonder when they're bringing that back, because they really, really should. Just bring it back. Just bring back the People Mover. Just bring back the people! I'm sorry. But did you know there's actually another former Tomorrowland ride vehicle residing in that very same store? Instead of serving as the checkout counter, they are shelves. And I'm 93% sure that they were the actual real-life ride vehicles for this extinct attraction. In 1967, new Tomorrowland opened at Disneyland. Hopefully, we get a new Tomorrowland at Disneyland soon. Also. Okay, I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted. The Rocket Jets opened with New Tomorrowland in 1967, sort of an Astro Orbiter style ride. Although this was less Jules Verne inspired and more modern day NASA inspired. Well, modern day for 1967. And the Rocket Jets actually went hand in hand with the People Mover because the attraction itself stood on top of the People Mover loading station. Although the Rocket Jets would close in 1997 and be replaced by the Observation, a kinetic sculpture. The Astro Orbiter in its place opened up in the front of Tomorrowland, based more on the Jules Verne Discoveryland Disneyland Paris sort of look. But some of the Rocket Jets ride vehicles were saved and put into Store Command, albeit with a newer paint job, but you can still see them there to this day, and they even still have the little handle in them that would make them go up and down, so that's why I'm pretty convinced that these are the original Rocket Jets ride vehicles. Tomorrowland is constantly changing because of the very aspect of the future being hard to predict, and once the future arrives, the land is quickly outdated. Another ride that was housed in Tomorrowland but didn't necessarily focus on the future is where the modern-day Star Wars launch bay is, or Innoventions, if you're that kind of guy. To celebrate America's bicentennial anniversary, that's 200 years of America existing, Disney opened up America Sings in the Carousel Theater at Disneyland, the space formerly occupied by the Carousel of Progress. The show featured various animatronic animals entertaining the audience by singing songs from various periods in America's America's musical history. Picture the Carousel of Progress, but with Splash Mountain animals in it, singing things like Yankee Doodle, Hound Dog by Elvis Presley, and Home on the Range, not the movie, the song. But because the show was designed for America's bicentennial, after the bicentennial was over, the ride was very out of place in Tomorrowland. It was definitely more Critter Country, and back then it was known as Bear Country, but still. The land would become Critter Country in 1988 in anticipation of Splash Mountain's opening in 1989. Why am I talking so much about Splash Mountain? In 1983, when Tony Baxter was stuck in traffic, he dreamed up the idea of a new attraction that would draw guests to the often empty Bear Country. He also wanted to make use of the audio animatronics from America Sings, which was receiving very poor attendance at the time. It was then Tony Baxter thought of a log flume ride featuring the characters of Song of the South. You know, that Disney movie with the very controversial and interesting backstory. Yeah, that Song of the South. When America Sings ended up closing in 1988, production for Splash Mountain had gone way over budget. The only way for Disney to recover from this was to use the audio animatronics from America Sings. And that is precisely what they did. Most, if not all, of the audio animatronics in Splash Mountain are recycled from America Sings. I'm not sure if it's the same for Disney World over in Orlando because, it's not at Disneyland and America Sings was never at Disney World, but it wouldn't surprise me if I learned that some of the animatronics from America Sings eventually made their way over to Orlando. But before America Sings closed down permanently in the first place, 2 geese from the attraction were removed, stripped of all their feathers, and had their heads changed out and put in the queue for the brand new Star Tours attraction. Those 2 goose droids are there to this day. One of them still sings "I've Been Working on the Railroad," and another one is voiced by the incomparable Patrick Warburton, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up. Give it up, Patrick Warburton, everybody. Okay, the next few pieces of Disney history I wanted to cover are not at Disneyland, but instead across the way at Disney's California Adventure. If you go to Hollywoodland and turn right, you will find yourself at Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, Disney's first Marvel attraction at Disneyland. The ride building itself is the Tavon Collection, a massive warehouse housing the collector's collections from all over the galaxy. That's a lot of collections in one sentence. It's the warehouse where this guy stores all of his stuff. And apparently the collector is a very big fan of the Disney parks because if you look closely in certain corners, nooks, and crannies of the collection, you will find references and props from old Disney attractions. Now, of course, most of us know about Harold the Yeti, the old Yeti animatronic from the Matterhorn at Disneyland, sitting near where the former boiler was in the queue. But not as many people notice the octopus sitting to the right of him, or they do, but they don't know where this octopus is from. Now, I'm gonna be respectful. That octopus has a name. Her name is Dolores. Now, Dolores is from a re-theming of the Country Bear Jamboree, known as the Country Bear Vacation Hoedown, a complete overhaul of the original show featuring the bears getting ready for summer vacation. Dolores makes her appearance during Terrence the Shaker's song 2 Different Worlds, and she's interested in him, but he's not quite as interested in her. But look at her, she's adorable. Oh, maybe someone can set her up with the new octopus in Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, he's always flexing at us when we drive by, so maybe Dolores is into that. But there's even more in Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout than just Yetis and octopuses. When you enter Tanelier Tavon's office, go to his desk in the front of the room and look at the invoice left on the table. Below a letter from Joe Tar Morat, you will find an invoice from a company called XS Tech. And if you're an old school fan of Walt Disney World, you know about XS Tech. When Disney was originally developing an alien encounter attraction for Tomorrowland, they wanted one based off of the Alien franchise, with xenomorphs. Ridley Scott, that alien. For one reason or another, the idea fell through. Maybe I'll explain that in a future video, but for now, let's talk about the alien encounter that did end up being built. The extraterrestrial alien encounter opened in 1995 in the Magic Kingdom, and it was easily one of the most horrifying rides Disney had ever imagineered. Guests arrive at the Tomorrowland Interplanetary Convention Center for a demonstration of new technology developed by XS Tech. Guests would then enter a pre-show that was misleadingly cute, hosted by a robot named Sir, voiced by Tim Curry. Sir would demonstrate teleportation technology developed by XS Tech before leading the guests into the next room, a show that features a massive, terrifying alien that kills people and drips blood on you while you try to enjoy the show. Now, of course, this attraction was replaced later on by Stitch's Great Escape, which was then replaced by Storage Space, but it seems to me like Disney wants to keep the the XS Tech story going. Maybe sort of a Tomorrowland version of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. One common thing that can tie together all Tomorrowland attractions. Maybe we'll see more of it in the future. I sure hope we do. And this confirms that while we, or I guess you guys, I never went on this attraction, while you guys were riding Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter, we were sitting right in the middle of the Marvel Disneylandic universe the whole time. Who would have thought? And this last reference to an old extinct Disney attraction that I wanted to share with you guys is a bit smaller. No, it's not a reference in a massive e-ticket ride, it's more of a small nod, and I thought it was really funny. If you didn't know, it is currently Food and Wine Festival season over at Disney's California Adventure, and they have different stalls set up all around Paradise Park, offering delicious foods and beverages and snacks. I was there last week and all the food was amazing. Each food stand offers different themes or ingredients that are used in each item they serve. Like, for example, there's a food stand called Garlic Kissed where all of the foods feature garlic, or Avocado Time where they feature avocados, or Nuts About Cheese where it features... You get the picture. Although there is one very special food stand that features fruits and vegetables that I wanted to talk about. Because you see, the name of this food kiosk is Veggie, Fruit. Now you're either grinning from ear to ear or you're extremely confused. Let me explain. Kitchen Cabaret was an old animatronic musical show similar to the Country Bear Jamboree at Epcot. It was in the Land Pavilion and served to educate guests on the importance of the food groups. Different foods would emerge from different parts of the stage and sing about these different food groups, and one of the songs was called Veggie, Fruit, performed by the Colander Combo and the Fiesta Fruit. And of course, when trying to decide on a name for the fruit and vegetable food kiosk at Disney's California Adventure, there's only one name that they could really use there, like Veggie, Fruit, it's perfect. Most of the people going to Food and Wine in California probably have no idea about the significance of the name of the stand, but I thought it was a fun nod to the history of not just Disneyland, but also Epcot, and all of Disney parks and resorts. But what do you guys think? Did I miss any very important references that you guys think should have made the list? What is your favorite reference or prop to an old Disney attraction that exists in a newer Disney attraction? Let me know down in those comments below. And always remember, everyone, to eat your fruits and vegetables, or else Disney will replace them with Soarin'. Hello everybody, how are we all doing today? I'm just kidding, this is all pre-recorded and I can't hear you, so I'm sorry. Let's tweet at me. How are you doing today? Thank you all for watching this video on remnants of popular Disney attractions. If you guys want more offhand Disney goodness, be sure to join the Discord or head over to the subreddit at reddit.com/r/offhanddisney. And if you're feeling extra generous, head over to the Patreon link in the description and donate even just $1. Patreon patrons get access to early episode audio sneak peeks, and you can even give me feedback on the audio, give me a few ideas, and I can maybe work that into the video if you respond soon enough. So if you want to affect future videos, or even just help me out however you can, head over to the link in the description. Remember that the Offhand shop is still open, and I'm hoping sometime soon to add new merchandise, so keep an eye out. I will post about that on Twitter, and I will plug it at the beginning of a video next time. But keep that in mind for now. You guys are not going to want to miss this. It's going to be fantastic. But that's really all I have to cover today. Thank you again so much for watching this video. I'm sorry the videos are coming out a little sparsely here and there. I just want to make sure they're the best they can be, so if you don't get a video 1 week here, or the video's a little bit shorter, just know that I'm trying to make them as best as I can. Thank you all so much for understanding, and thank you all for watching for probably the 6th time I've said in this video. I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.